Continuing our coverage of Title IX's 50th anniversary, we've told you how the law has impacted women and girls in sports here in Northeast Indiana. Tonight, we're talking compliance and how the spirit of Title IX stretches beyond education.
Title IX was needed 50 years ago in 1972. It's still needed.
It's something schools and athletic departments have to keep in mind every year. Purdue Fort Wayne's athletic director Kelly Hartley Hutton says it's a team effort between different departments on campus. A few years ago, she says the school dropped some majors that often brought in a lot of female students.
Our institution lost those majors as far as counting them for athletics. And for this purpose, then we knew that we could make some modifications to our rosters that would then mirror those changes.
Schools must keep their athletics opportunities for males and females proportional to the ratio of males to females in the student body. So because PFW expected more male undergrads, the school added men's indoor and outdoor track teams to keep it as even as possible. Their goal is to be within 1%.
We don't have football. So that balancing act becomes a little bit easier because we have men's basketball, men's volleyball, women's volleyball, etc.
Hartley Hutton says it's important for all departments at the school to check and balance each other to make sure all students are counted for and have equitable opportunities.
At the end of the day, it's the right thing to do, and that's why we do it.
But some discrepancies need to be handled at a higher level. One of the most prominent recent examples of working toward equity in women's sports was the women's NCAA college basketball tournament.
Even in the marketing of how they're marketing the women's tournament with March Madness, they never used to do that before. This is the first year that they put it under the same umbrella. So, it just takes time as far as anything else, but I think we're finally starting to see the fruits of that.
But Monica Worley, who worked with the Fort Wayne Women's Bureau years ago, says these efforts should extend beyond school.
They used to say when you graduate, Title IX doesn't apply anymore. But we still want equality whether we're in school or not.
Whether that's equal pay to the men's national teams, more TV time for women's sports, but these are not covered under Title IX. Brandon Pogorski with Trine University's Center for Sports Studies says the number of girls playing sports has increased. The question is how to maintain that.
Do we need more women playing sports and on TV for girls to see to get more interesting girls to play? Or if that's not the case, how do we get more girls involved so eventually they can kind of go up and start to get some of that market share, which I think we're starting to see now.
Worley says progress is good, but there's still work to be done.
We're not done with Title IX, and I hope Title IX's not done with us.
And of course, we recognize that Title IX goes far beyond sports. It offers opportunities for academic scholarships and protections from sexual harassment and violence. NCAA rules say athletes must disclose whether they have been investigated, disciplined, or criminally convicted of, quote, sexual, interpersonal, or other acts of violence, end quote. If they have, they may not be allowed to participate in sports at the school. For our full coverage of Title IX and its impact, you can visit our website, WFFT.com.